Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Hey. Yeah, that's us, Jim and Todd here. The Take a Listing Today podcast, show number 103. We are very glad you are with us.
And in the corner here, our wonderful producer, Lisa Gray in the house.
Hey, it's Lisa.
Yay,
Look at that.
Yay me, she says.
Guys, I feel a little left out. You all called each other this morning and said we're wearing white today, and I did not get that memo.
You got the red memo. Ooh, okay.
We did that to make you feel bad.
Thanks a lot. It's working.
We actually wear the red shirts on every other podcast. This is
the other podcast.
The other one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, don't forget our website, takealistingtoday.com. It's got great resources for you. And speaking of a great resource, we have somebody on the line. She couldn't wait to talk with us today. We have Ann Lynn on the phone. Ann, are you there?
Ann.
Oh, I am here for sure.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for being on. And I understand happy birthday is in order. Your birthday was yesterday, correct?
Yes, it was.
Happy birthday to
happy
you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
And for our audience members, this is one of the most genuine, sweet people in the world. And she's been a friend of us and our company for many, many years.
Many years. And in addition to all that, she was a very successful real estate agent when she was active in real estate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like what? I mean, but seriously, you were like in the top 10% in the country or something, right?
Oh, no, 1%.
Oh, the top 1%.
1%, sorry.
There you go. 1%.
Wow.
Oh, does that mean 99? No, not 1%.
We'll just say you were up there.
Right, she was up there. She was a listing and selling machine, and that was up in Boston?
Massachusetts,
Yeah.
yes, south of Boston, for sure.
Yeah, awesome.
A little community of 20,000 people, little
Nice.
college town. And it was wonderful when I was involved in it. Yes, for sure. Excellent.
Nice. Do you have one tidbit of information from your success that you could give somebody out there who's looking to crush it coming up in the new year? I can't believe we're in November already. One tidbit that would help them out?
Boy, there's so many things to suggest. There's a really hot market. Listings are the name of the game for sure. I would say, as much as we don't like to cold call, I still think that if you called people whose listings had expired and called them because at some point they really did want to sell, and so that is a pretty warm lead if you followed forward with calling expired listings and, of course, FSBOs. But the market's out there. You just have to go out there and don't be inside. And if you go to the cleaners, if you go to the grocery store, wherever you go, let them know that you're in the business and that they may possibly have someone that you can help, either to buy or to sell.
Yeah, so don't be bashful about talking to people. Get out there and
don't be bashful.
I love
don't
it.
Be bashful.
Exactly. And then I just had this conversation a few days ago, and I want to get your opinion because a lot of people watching and listening, some of them are going to have this question in their mind that, like you said, the market's hot in the majority of the country, right? And listings are tough, and they used to be, they are now, they'll always be the name of the game. But what would you say to some agents out there? Some feel they missed the boat. Some feel that, oh, the market got away from me and I'm having a hard time. You know, is it mindset? And then some agents in a totally different part are on fire and killing it. And you're like, wow, same variables, same situation, a lot of times the same city. It's just very interesting where some are on fire and some are sinking, even what's going on with this economy.
Yeah, so
I know it. I know. I'm not quite sure why the people who are in such a hot market, why they would be having a difficult time. But I just let your personality show and let them know you're there and that you care and that you're out there to get the job done. So there's so many variables.
Nice. What I took away from what you said is massive action, and most agents don't take massive action. They want to hide behind a computer, right, Jim? I mean,
right.
And what do you do? I mean, Ann, what did you do when you started to get down on yourself? How did you get yourself out of that mindset?
Nice.
Well, fortunately, my husband and I were both in the business together. So when I would be kind of off track and maybe a little bit despondent about the whole market, because we were in the market when, interest rates were 18 and 20%.
Jimmy Carter
really,
days.
really hard.
Yep.
Really hard days. And so I was fortunate that my husband would be there to lift me up and say, okay, what can you do that will change it? And you just like go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let yourself get down.
So
Yeah.
have a partner, have an integrity partner,
Yeah.
a peer, a mentor,
An
somebody you can
accountability
talk to.
partner.
Right.
If it's a spouse, like you were lucky to have, you guys have each other and you know real estate inside and out. And so you guys had that built in and utilized it, which is great.
Yeah, we were
And
very
we're going to,
fortunate.
now, thank you for being a trooper and being on the show. Now you've watched our show, right? So you know we have a little bit of fun during it, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Now,
You're a
question.
big fan, so you know what's coming next, right?
We're about to ask what's coming next, Ann, if you had to guess.
She gasped.
There was a gasp there, wasn't there?
Yes. I don't know with what she's going through if we should make her be gasping like that. We should make it easier.
Well, I think she's in good hands if she is gasping. But Ann, for some
you
reason or not, a Take a Listing Today podcast trivia question has made its way into my hand.
What can she win?
And you would look very stylish in a brand new Take a Listing Today podcast t-shirt. And I think
a mug.
and a mug. You
And
won't be wearing the mug, but maybe we could even
wait. We'll give her 2 mugs. So when they go back to San Diego,
right.
Lisa just threw me a copy of my book. You already have a copy, don't you, Ann? No,
Copy.
you do or don't?
No, I don't. No, I
Okay.
don't.
All right. That's going to be in there too then.
Yeah, you can read that. What else could we give her?
So if you get this, no, she has to get it right though. She has to
She
get
does
it
have to
right.
get it right.
And then once you get it right, you get a bunch of Take a Listing Today swag.
See, I was just going to give it to you when I saw
Wow.
you, but now we're going to make you answer a question. Isn't that great?
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Okay, so as you know, Ann, I'm going to read you the question and 3 answers. You tell me which one is the correct answer.
You've got this now. This is very important. The swag is worth a lot. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I'm ready.
Question number 1. Hg is the chemical symbol of what element? Is it A, mercury, B, hydrogen, or C, iron?
How do you come up with these questions? That doesn't even sound fair. And that doesn't
It's the
sound
right
fair,
answer. I
but
don't know.
come on. Ann's got this
I
though.
have a 30% chance.
Yeah.
33%
Oh, yeah,
chance.
there you go, Lisa. I have a 30% chance. I would say it's the last one you said.
Iron?
Come on, be good to her. Hit the button.
All right. Is Hg the chemical symbol of iron?
Oh, and you would have loved the mug. The book would have been great. The shirt would have been, I mean, it's like a night shirt.
What was the answer?
The correct answer was mercury.
You know what, though? Because of what she's going through,
Wow.
and because
Now give her a question that's
we're going to give you one more question,
that somebody would know.
and because of visitation today,
Someone in the world would know the answer.
I have
Let's
no-
have that question.
we're going to give her one more chance because she's Ann Lynn. So, okay, here we go. Brand new question, Jim Studebaker.
All right.
Be good to her, and here it is.
Next question for you. Ludwig van Beethoven.
Oh, boy.
You've heard of him.
Ludwig.
He was born in 1770 in which city? A, Berlin, B, Bonn, or C, Vienna?
Now, you might have
I
helped
think
her with your voice at the end, your voice inflection there.
I think it's Vienna.
I don't know the answer.
Shoot, it's either Berlin or Vienna. I'll say Vienna.
Vienna,
Yep,
like
go-
the sausages.
go with
Vienna
your first.
sausages. You've never had one of those, have you?
No,
No.
she only eats fruits and vegetables. She's
All right.
very healthy.
Damn thing.
All right, show me Vienna.
Oh, Berlin.
You know what? And this
It was
going
Berlin.
so good until we got to the
Berlin.
questions. This was
Wow.
going good.
This was going
This was
well.
You know what?
We're down to the mug, so
Hey, just like in SWAT
I really-
hogs, and it's 3 strikes, right?
I really hope you guys are having a really fun time.
Right, because
having
you're
a good
not,
time.
right? Because you're not.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I got a good feeling about this one.
All right.
Oh boy. Okay. I hope so.
I think this one is going to be a winner. Here we go. What is the largest ocean on Earth? Is it A, Indian, B, Atlantic, or C, Pacific?
I will say Indian.
Are you sure it's not the Pacific? Or wait,
Okay.
what do you guys think?
I don't know. Atlantic. What is
Pacific.
And what is the ocean out by where you live? I don't remember.
Okay, I got it.
Which one is that?
Oh my God, Pacific.
Pacific.
Oh, we got a winner! Wow, you won everything. Take a listen to today's swag, and this is amazing. Oh.
The cups, the
You
T-shirts.
made it through the torture.
You might even get a personalized appearance visit from me and Todd.
Well,
How about that?
I was told I couldn't go because Steve already went
Maybe
today.
not today, but
But I'm going to
somewhere
see you
down the road.
Saturday at dinner. I'm going to see you Saturday at dinner.
Oh, you are?
I was
Okay,
told-
Yeah, I get out on Saturday.
Yeah, I was told.
I'm going to work release program.
Right.
I was told you could only have 2 people a day. Steve's already been there, and
You're going to
Jim's
have one of
coming.
those ankle bracelets where they track your whereabouts, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
And your
Probably a
spirit.
smart idea.
All right, you guys, the people listening don't know what you're talking about. You might want to clarify a little.
We're on a
She's fine.
sidebar. Yeah, it's great.
She's not in jail.
She's good. Well,
Well, it feels like it where she is
Not
right
now.
now. What she's going through, it probably feels like.
well. Anyway, and it's been a delight having you on the show. Thank you so much for entertaining us and our viewers. And we'll see you later. Okay.
Stay wonderful.
All right.
All right.
Stay proud.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right. See, I knew she
Nice.
would get that. Pacific Ocean, obviously the largest
Very
one.
sharp lady. See, I mean, she's
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's great.
Crazy,
All right.
Crazy questions.
yeah, Ludwig. First of all, who would name their kid? Oh, honey, we're having a boy. What should we name it? We'll have Ludwig. Sounds good.
We'll call him Luddy for
Were they
short.
drinking when they came up with that name? Yeah, Luddy. I mean, that kid, pow! He had to grow up and be something famous. I mean, he did, right?
Well, that's why he got into composing music. So,
Right.
he's, I got to do something here. I'm not going to make it with my name. All right, moving on. How about our topic for today? We didn't even talk about our topic yet. 2 tips.
That's what she was trying to tell us.
Were you trying to tell me that earlier? Sorry.
Oh.
2 tips on writing for real estate consumers. Now, it's safe to assume that most home sellers and buyers don't know the meaning of LTV. They may have never used the word contingency, and the word title is just the name of a book. Well, studies show that the average adult reads at a 9th grade level, and we actually prefer our reading material to be at a 7th grade level. The words you choose to use on your website, in your listing descriptions, and in direct mail pieces can make or break the visitor's or recipient's experience.
And write this down as Jim is covering these points, because the whole essence of this, as you're watching and listening, is simplicity is power. And as you're communicating, right, whether it's a description for listing or however you're communicating, and Floyd Wickman told us this years ago when he would do a seminar, he said he would always not dumb down, but he said, I'm going to talk to the bottom half, not the high intellect ones. They'll get it, but I'm going to talk to. So I thought that was always interesting. He was going to cater to that.
Well, in human psychology, I mean, there's studies that show, in marketing psychology, I should say, that what we take in and make decisions with is very simple language.
Right.
You know, 1 syllable. The part of our brain that's the decision maker, those larger multisyllable words, or the words that maybe sound impressive, you're not going to get in, seep in and get through the information you need to help people make decisions, to help them to understand the process, whatever it is you're doing as a real estate agent. When you're using those high level words, you're not helping yourself, you're not helping them.
Right.
And yeah.
So basically, you can forget all that you learned in high school and college, where you had to write all these long, highfalutin words.
Just realize high school a certificate would have been good enough. And
Yeah.
Exactly, huh?
Maybe remember what you did in 7th grade, because that's the level you're going to be writing at.
7th grade.
Well, but you bring up an interesting point. We talked in our pre-meeting how newspapers, right? And I saw a study where the Wall Street Journal is that's for, boom, this intellect. And you go all the way down to USA Today, that's in front of every hotel room, or most. And that was written for simplicity,
level.
where somebody could, in 10 minutes, get the essence of everything.
Yep.
All right, so let's look at tip number 1 on writing for real estate consumers. Tip number 1 is to ditch the insider lingo. Now, unless your audience consists solely of other real estate professionals, using that real estate lingo is like writing in a foreign language to an English-only reader.
Yes.
Now, here we have a real-life example. Here it is, quote, if you're buying a home and apply for a mortgage, one critical factor in whether you secure financing is your loan-to-value ratio. All right, if you're in real estate, it probably makes sense. But if you've never experienced real estate lingo, you're saying, what? Now here,
We could simplify
we're going to redo it and simplify
Yep.
it. The paragraph is actually twice as long now. but you can
Overlook that
understand
part,
it.
Yep.
Well, and I think they're making the point is it's becoming now more conversational too. It's it's more of a story in the way that it's converted from
All right.
the first.
So here it is. Quote, something you've probably never heard of may stand in between you and the interest rate of your dreams. The loan to value ratio, or LTV for short. Welcome to the world of real estate, my friend. This is just the beginning of a list of terms you'll be hearing a lot of in the months to come. So what is the LTV?
See, and that's a very nice way to put it because you're engaging them and you're not belittling them. And if they want to know, and obviously they will need to know if they're going to go in, but that's a nicer, more casual way that that's how you would talk to a friend at lunch or something.
I know when I used to sell real estate, I would always ask them, what interest rate are you dreaming of today?
Right, because we can't get it. It's what they're going to give us. But
Right.
yeah, let's dream a little bit.
All right. So don't assume that your reader understands commonly used words and acronyms used in real estate, such as CMAs and LTVs, contingencies, addendums, considerations, and one that we see frequently in the current market, absorption rate. See, I thought that had to do with paper towels, and now
And spillages.
it was something to do with real
Right.
estate. All right.
And I like your point. And think about this. And we've learned this from Dean Jackson. We've learned this from Frank Kern. So the best copywriters, the best marketers in the country, and we have them, and we become friends with them, and they help our team with what we do. And even Frank Kern said, right, that if you go to his website, it's just very interesting. Go to frankkern.com. His website is so simple.
Mm-hmm.
He might have a picture and 2 things. It's not a lot of noise, but he talked about communicating, even in the email, very casual, like it's a good friend, not
Right.
overly formal, because that is a turnoff.
Right, like you're speaking to one person.
Yes.
How would you position this email, this blog content, this marketing piece, your direct mail, whatever it is you're doing?
Right.
If you were just talking to your friend Bob, how would you say things?
Yeah. Hey, Todd. Boom, boom,
It would
boom, boom,
not be
boom.
formal.
Right.
So what are you doing that for?
Right. And which is tip number 2. Why be so formal? Remember, the basic rule of vocabulary is to use the first word that comes to your mind if it is appropriate and colorful.
If it is appropriate. So you have to screen yourself first. Yes.
I didn't get that when I until now.
You wrote this. We mean you didn't get it.
Oh, this is great.
Just didn't.
All right. Author Stephen King cautions about this in his book titled On Writing, a Memoir of the Craft.
Which, as I said earlier, is a fantastic book.
He lives in town, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And I actually ran into him at
You did?
Crowder Brothers in Bradenton once. Yes.
Oh,
And had a very
wow.
funny conversation with him
nice.
That's interesting.
where he was telling me he's the next door neighbor to Stephen King and they're good friends. It was just very funny.
And he looks just like me, too. Wow.
Yeah, that was the whole point. That
Oh,
was being
that's-
funny. But anyway, whether you're a writer or not, the book is actually an excellent book. It's very interesting just about his life and everything. But it's a good point. Yes. I think people, when they're putting together marketing pieces, I see a lot of upload their own type of postcards on Prospects Plus site.
Very stock and
agents,
and,
yeah,
right.
and they're pulling out the thesaurus and thinking, what's a better word than saying, I don't know, basic.
Yeah.
What's a better word for that? And they're finding these very fancy words that no longer fit, and now there are 3 syllables, and nobody can take it in and understand it. They're stuck on that word, and they're not able to really read the content of that marketing piece. So save the colorful language for other areas. I think we've all had a book we've tried to read or
Right.
a magazine article where there's a lot of colorful content like that, and it stops you from being able to actually read. And that kind of book I actually will put down because I can't get past the flowery language. It may be beautiful for prose.
Well, and to contrast that, John Grisham, and I think he's got ghostwriters now. But I remember my mom and I would trade off books, but those books flowed and were very easy, and you got in the story quickly.
Absolutely.
So he didn't muddy the water with high intellect words. Yeah.
But remember in 7th grade when you had to read books like The Odyssey?
Oh,
That's why. This explains why I did so terrible in that class.
Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah.
Can we have modern words here?
Can we go back and alter our grades? Because I think we should. We did better than they gave us. Come on.
All right.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole power thing.
Right.
So when you get into vocabulary like critical factor, why not replace that with an important factor?
Unless your name is Ludwig, then it would be appropriate.
Could you see him in school? Ludwig, what is the answer to number 5? Ludwig, are you paying attention?
Right. Imagine little Johnny comes home. What do you do? I'm going to go down the street and play football with Ludwig.
I have a feeling they didn't call him that name. There's probably a version of it that got called.
Poor kid.
All right. How about instead of saying secure financing, you could say get a loan, right?
Right. The homeowner understands that.
All right. Instead of, you could say I got a mortgage, not I obtained, procured, or secured financing.
Right.
Wow. All right. Take off your real estate hat for a minute and imagine that you're a consumer wanting to buy a house. You run across this on an agent's website or on a direct mail piece. It says, our agents will apply their extensive community knowledge and professional resources to find your dream home.
Now,
that's pretty hoity-toity to
and
me.
you know, another thing. I'm going to keep us on track here. She's losing it. And but so another thing I like about this topic.
Isn't that a term?
The producers lost it again.
Ludwig, it's a term.
We're used to this. It happens twice a show.
Here comes the Kleenex. I can feel it coming out. There it is. There it is. All right.
And for our listeners and viewers, Jim and I bought her for her birthday some waterproof mascara. So when she goes through this, so here's a cool
it's
thing
not running,
about this
is
topic.
it? See, it's looking good.
I could do
So
it.
in addition to writing and as you guys are taking notes on this topic, you can also use matching and mirroring.
Yes.
So let's say let's say you're dealing with a college professor, right?
Oh, no.
And you're
You're
taking
in
them on a
trouble.
home. No, but in an interesting way, you want to match and mirror their words, their intellect. So you might use a little bit more to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. That's a great point. If you have somebody a little more educated and you're really trying to dumb down and keep the language simple, they may lose a little bit of trust in you because there's a certain level of expectation, maybe based on their education that they look
They might say, "Oh, I want somebody
that they
sharper,"
look for in the people that they do business with. So I think that's a really great point. Yeah.
Or just don't do business with college professors, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Well, they have money and are qualified.
All right.
But
So
I'm not showing them homes. Yeah.
Consider replacing some of the most common formalities you find in real estate blogs and other written content with some of this stuff. All right, instead of utilize, you flipped it here on me. Instead of utilize, why not say?
Anne's gonna be the highlight of the show. You know that? She's gonna be the highlight.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Either Anne or Lisa breaking down, one of the others. Instead of utilize,
She normally doesn't break down this many times in one show. Though.
say use our services. Instead of
Oh boy.
discuss it,
You got it.
Say
You got it.
talk about the process.
You got it. Keep going. You're doing great.
Say home loan instead of mortgage. And finally, we all agree, we'll see about that. We all agree that real estate and properties are things investors buy.
Oh boy.
And that everyday people buy homes, condos, and houses. Okay.
So remember, simplicity is power.
And engaging, friendly writing style will help potential clients get to know and like you and offer them valuable information in an easy to understand form gets their trust. So use the same short, easy to understand sentences you use when speaking with a friend, and you'll be on your way.
And if you learn nothing else from this show, have fun with whatever you do in life.
Yes. When you procure things.
Yes. Don't take yourself too seriously because we've learned we can't.
Right. Exactly.
It's not possible.
Can we procure the end of the show? Would it be possible here?
Yes, Ludwig.
Can we procure that, please?
Ludwig.
All right. Thank you. Well, there we go. 2 tips on writing for real estate consumers. Just Keep it simple, right? Thank you very much for joining us. And don't forget to thank our sponsor, ProspectsPLUS.com. They have sponsored this show through thick and thin. And so far, they're still saying go for it.
I
So
think they forgot we're on payroll.
We're on payroll. No, they would have got rid of us.
somebody say, what is this check we write every week?
Yeah, yeah. What are they doing in that studio?
A lot of fun stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.